wait. One second. Let's see if it just works. Hey! I had to move some stuff around. Had to jiggle some chords. This is Fantasian. It was supposed to be Fantasian Part 2. Because this game came out a while ago, and I played it a while ago. I played Part 1, and it was great. But I logged into what I thought was my account, on this MacBook that I'm playing on, and my save wasn't there. So I guess I'm starting over. But I do like this game, so that's not the biggest problem. What is this game? Excellent question. Hopefully Wikipedia can save me here, and I'll just... okay, here we go. Fantasian is from Mistwalker, and Mistwalker, as a developer, is essentially like the new a new version of Squaresoft. They made some old school RPGs for Gen 7 hardware. They made Lost Odyssey, they made Blue Dragon. They made... what was that game they made for, like... Well, there's the list. Last Story. I tried playing Terra Battle. Wasn't really my thing. Couldn't get into it. I had never tried Terra Wars, but... Fantasian is, so it's from this guy right here. Hironobu Sakaguchi. Was the sort of the writer and director of some of the more classic Final Fantasy games. A lot of that spirit was present in Lost Odyssey, which was kind of his reboot of Final Fantasy in, like, the 2010s. It didn't do super well, though. But anyway, they were, I guess, paid by Apple to make Fantasian for Apple Arcade. What sucks is that it's on Apple platforms, and you have to sign up for Apple Arcade to play it. But it is every bit a kind of, like, new... Think of it like Final Fantasy VI HD. That's actually a really good way to think about it. It's not quite as, like, direct and incredible as 7 Remake. It is more of a isometric view kind of classic PlayStation 1 in scope RPG. It's got an active combat system. All of the backgrounds in it are miniatures, which gives it a really cool style. It is a very, like... Oh yeah, and Uematsu's on the music. And the music is this is just, like, incredibly crazy improv acid jazz. Mixed with, like, kind of unnerving beeps and boops. It is a sort of, like, very grand PlayStation 1 style JRPG. On a really good version of that sort of game. So, I played part 1, I super enjoyed it. Oh yeah, this sound. The sound of, like, the planet getting sucked dry, another Final Fantasy staple. Combining miniatures without animation is a really interesting idea. The look is really unique, and I think, for me, it's merely seeing the different backgrounds and dioramas they have as the game's backdrops are enough of a reason to keep playing. I like the style that much. What's up, how tough am I? It's back. It never left. I don't know what it is in this circumstance, but yes. So I'm getting some audio popping, so I might have to jiggle the encoder. I am cheating by playing this. I have the I have a MacBook outputting to a capture card, and then I'm just playing off the preview window. How's that for a title card, though, huh? And look at this. What's going on here? You could read shades of, like, maybe Final Fantasy 13 here. The mixture of, like, magic and technology with some organic elements that make it slightly unsettling. But this is for sure, like, a pretty darling JRPG. And I worry that a lot of people who would like it probably haven't played it. Yeah, it's part 1. Yeah, Apple lost my save, so I gotta start over. Or I was logged into the wrong thing when I played it the first time, I don't know. Like, is it on the Game Center account? Because I don't know which one it would have been on. Ah. Also, Amnesia. The game does have a lot of the hallmarks of Final Fantasy games. At this point, I think Sakaguchi might include them as just homage to himself. It's like a nod to what the audience might be expecting or looking for. Did you play this on stream? I did, yes. I played part 1 when it came out. This is also part 1 because, like I said, I couldn't find my save. Like these big old numbers. This music is very like classic Uematsu. That's the other thing. Yeah, I remember having similar thought trains the first time I played it, wondering how weird it must be for an artist to make a soundtrack or an entire game that is itself an homage to their own work. Crazy. The game's so nice you play it twice? Yeah, I don't mind that. I really enjoy playing it the first time, so this time I'm sure I'll do it even faster. Some of the fights were pretty butt clenching. I remember there being some pretty good fights in this game. I think I yelped at it once or twice. Dropped a little like rawr, little gamer rawr. Yeah, I have so little understanding of the Apple Arcade ecosystem that I don't know how to troubleshoot where my save might have gone to. Is it conceivable at all that I played with a local save file that's just gone now? Is that even how that works? I'm trying to think. Only other possible explanation is it's on Steph's account, which I might check in a minute. I've had cloud saves up and vanish before. It's not fun. That's kind of what I feel, is that maybe Apple pushed some update. I had to reset my account, so it just wiped my saves or something like that. I don't know. I think it's iCloud or Game Center. Not sure if you got to pick or not. It just launched Game Center right away. It may not have had that feature before. Alright, welcome back, JC. How's your day been? I guess I got an achievement. I don't remember getting achievements before. Apple Chivos. And what's weird is they wouldn't let me use my username for Game Center, even though I've never registered for it before, so I don't know, that's weird. Anyway, it's maybe not as easy to tell here. Yeah, that's also the thing, is like, there are transitions, there's a camera transition between still shots of a practical background of like an actual set they built, but the in-between animations are like computer generated. And I think the relief map of like what's in front of what else and like what's the foreground and what's the background is also, I think, automatically generated, so it can be a little crunchy, but it's a cool look. Yeah, playing part 1 again will help you get in the groove for 2 again. That's true. I was really feeling it by the time it like was like, okay, stay tuned for part 2, so. And I think it was like, what, 15, 20 hours? It really wasn't that much for a JRPG. Odyssey kind of fucked. Elite Dangerous. Are we ever going to see more days of Rod Starman? Yeah, I don't mind that game still. I guess my imagination hasn't been lit with like. There are other things, I guess, that are sort of jump at my attention before going back to that game, but I guess I should pick a day and just like go sightseeing. That'd be fun. I'm sure there are tons of like go to all these places in Elite Dangerous type guides. remember there's like no voiceover, but the writing is actually pretty good. It's endearing. Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to seeing all the new areas that they added. Apparently, the Part 2 update, from the sounds of it, it's even bigger than the first part of the game. So it's like more than doubling. Cool stuff. Hey, what's up, Trent? It's Cozy JRPG Day. Although, I gotta admit, there aren't a whole lot of JRPGs that aren't cozy. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe it's just the utter predictability. Maybe that's it. They are definitely of a certain... They provide a certain service. A certain experience. Yeah, like, transitions like that. Ugh. They're a little chunky. I think that's also why I was playing the game at 720. Which only makes it look more like a PlayStation 1 game. Just got done streaming Apex yourself, yeah? Get any hot wins? 14 has been pretty cozy, though I often just get distracted. 14 is very cozy. I think it's the music that makes 14 so cozy, and I guess that's true of most JRPGs. Got a few? Hell yeah! Fuck yeah. Congratulations, Trent. Good night. The gods have been generous today. Let's see. Yeah. That helps it keep that buttery frame rate a little better. I don't remember this game having a whole lot of, like, important missable... Up. Controller desynced. The ghost of Tim Apple haunts me again. I was just marveling to myself how cool it is that that works, that you can just sync a controller to a laptop. And as soon as I thought it, it lost. It lost it. You're pretty hyped? 3 people in stream? Hey, that's... At least you had somebody to share it with, you know? Come on! Apple! Come on. You're slowing down my playthrough. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also have some food on the way, so I'm gonna take a break to get in a salad in a bit. Man, for real? You're not gonna resync for me? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn that off for now. Just because I want to make sure nothing weird happened. This is real streamer time. I'm trying to re-add it as a controller. There it is. Okay. This is unacceptable. You demand a refund? I'm very sorry, sir. We here at Law Dog Productions pride ourselves in an uninterrupted and pleasant streaming experience. We'd be more than happy to refund your full ticket price. Don't worry, video game go again. What if I miss the items? Oh, the sheer thrill of running the wrong direction on purpose for sweet pickups. I actually think I got them all. Opened my first pack on stream after the win and got a Glen Cranrock VMAX as well. I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool. I'm very happy for you. Zhoo! See, like, the music sounds very big and important, but I did just surf a box and have to solve a QTE. Oh, Pokemon packs. Gotcha. That makes way more sense. I thought you were talking about, I thought you were talking about Apex. Yeah, that's the hot ticket these days, huh? People don't do Coke anymore. They open Pokemon cards. No sweat. I got there eventually. Grabbed a handful of batteries off the ground. It's a good day. I remember this opening area is pretty wild. Like, this is kind of bizarre. Like, it's kind of like bizarre shock and awe for this game, because it goes into like fantasy territory pretty quickly after this, which itself feels pretty Final Fantasy yee. It's called Fantasian. That is true. But just also this text box. The text, the font, the drop shadow, the like kind of parchment looking background texture. That is cozy as heck. A sweet bleepy bloopy boss theme. Music. Oh, this music is so good. That's a big, like, Final Fantasy VIII synth. And the kind of proggy mixture of like varying like musical phrase links. Just finding extra beats behind the couch kind of thing. It's neat, because I was kind of worried at this point in the game, because they were walking you through the barest fundamentals of JRPG combat, and I was like, oh man, is this going to be a baby game? But the fights actually get pretty thick later on. Wowza. Yeah, your tutorial boss being a giant robot. I guess you were in the robots in Final Fantasy VI. Oh, I can only do one barrier. Yeah, you gotta get real good at counting turns as this game goes on. What sucks there is, like, you can see your fate in the turn list sometimes if you know that like 3 hits is going to kill somebody and you only have time to heal like twice, something like that. Excuse me. So that sensation of like trying to weasel your way out of a dark fate of certain death that you see in the turn order is always really harrowing. Similar feelings actually in Inscription. The way that you could look ahead and see the next couple of turns and sort of map out in your head like 2 to 3 turns from now. It's a tent, dummy. Also, despite how big and blobby the item menu looks, it really isn't like a light RPG. I guess, to me, it kind of telegraphed that. I'm not standing on the save point, am I? Hey! I had to wait for the animation. Hey! Oh, does it prompt you to... Oh. Gosh darn it. There we go. Forgot it was on a different menu. Yeah, what's weird is so they take this photo of like a physical background, and then they zoom in to the point where the picture is kind of pixelated. Like you would think they would find the 8K-iest of cameras, and maybe they did. But even still, the asset in the game kind of looks like you've pinched in a little too far on a picture. What's crazy is that is also what the pre-rendered backgrounds of PS1 Final Fantasy games looked like. They were fuzzy because the image had to be compressed to fit on a CD. So it's so cool how for different reasons, like for different reasons they get the same look, and both are because of like technical limitations. I don't know. Crazy. And like in both cases technical limitations create the look to some extent. Like a mixture of creative output plus just this is what computers looked like at the time. Just keeping an eye on my food delivery. Ah, robot's back. That's what happens if you sit and think for too long. Killer robot's gonna grab you. Look at this camera angle, though. I ask, what are you reading? Anything you would recommend? Not really at the moment, no. Stephanie gifted me a copy of poetry and like collected writings from Henry Rollins that I'm finding a really interesting read. So I guess I would recommend that. But it can be pretty dark stuff. Because he went through some shit. And kind of watching him seeing him process it in that way, it's pretty sad. So I've been reading it in really short bursts. Which book? It's like you've seen a grown man die, now watch him cry, or something like that. Hold on, let me look it up. I have to sign in. New phone. This is getting complicated. His stuff does get super heavy. He's, he's very raw, for sure. There we go. See a grown man cry, now watch him die. There. Jeez, okay. I've got that life lag now of having to log back into everything anytime I wanna touch it. So, yeah, just be aware. There's pretty raw stuff in there. Oops. Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, there's the full menu. You can set the full menu to come up every time. It makes it look more like a traditional Final Fantasy game, I guess. Read Get in the Van? I am not familiar with that. What is that? Oh yeah, and all you have to go by for health is the color of the nameplate. That's pretty classic PlayStation 1 RPG stuff too. Oh, Black Flag touring stories. Oh, okay, okay. There's a fair amount of that in this, too. It's like collections from his diary and stuff when he was touring with Black Flag in the late 80s and early 90s. But yeah, that stuff's wild. Also, like a really crazy look at a specific window in music culture. Yeah, really interesting stuff. Those tours must have been crazy. I'm looking for a samurai fiction novel. Never noticed that they weren't really a thing. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I mean, I would say look into manga. You might find a fair amount of that material there. I'm reading Stiff, The Curious Lives of Human Cadavers, and it's really fascinating. Huh. What a human cadaver's got going on? I read plenty of manga. I was just hoping for a classic book. There might be some non-fiction stuff, although that may not be what you're looking for. First Final Fantasy boss down. Isn't that satisfying? Exploded all big. It even had a separate musical theme. Already dropping a vision of a waifu on us? Yeah. We get all the ingredients we need. Time for a stew, baby. Alright, and we'll check back in with them in like 20 hours. Amnesia cliche is very important. He must fulfill his destiny. Yeah, it wouldn't be Final Fantasy without that. This always sounds like a gosh darn TIE fighter. I can't unhear it. Oh, I forgot. I also forgot this game does the sort of visual short story thing that Lost Odyssey did, which is really cool. Stiff is about the process our bodies go through after death, what happens if you donate your body to Anatomy, the history of the dead, and how Anatomy came to be from body snatching, etc. I recommend it highly. Interesting. That actually sounds like something Steph might be into. She's kind of into the world of the dead. Mecteria. TIE Fighter and a T-Rex? We'll see the act of Mecteria as the act of a malevolent god. A world under duress. And across the world, people began to whisper his name. Commander Butthole. But on to an idyllic town, where people have meager but fulfilling lives. It's free of the bacteria, for now. Yeah, you just like Terminator pop in and then the game starts. Whatever. Chrono Cross kind of started that way. You were like mid-dungeon and then it just completely switches gears. Yeah, that was straight up a Terminator teleport. But yeah, you can see more in the backgrounds now. I love the imperfections that creates. Like when it gets close enough, you can just kind of see like some things aren't perfectly glued down. Little pieces of paper kind of curled up at the edge. Things like that. Kitty, 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 kitty. Pet that kitty. Ah. 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 Can't pet a cat, can't open a treasure chest. Ah, rough day. Alright. Or even put a cat there if you can't pet it. I think you can interact with it later. I remember this game making good on the ability to interact positively with good animals. This is such peaceful music. We're going through such a harsh environment. I love it when NPCs comment on other NPCs doing weird NPC things. I don't know why that gets me. The backgrounds look great. Yeah, the interiors are honestly like what really does it for me. The like cutesy recreation of chunky household items. And since you have to make them by hand, it's not like you're gonna make 25 tiny cups to stack in a pantry, right? It's gonna be like 3 big cups, all stacked next to each other. So the scale of things is kind of adorably big in interior shots. Let me see if I can go in this item shop. Yeah. Like little bubbles in the jar. But like the realistic looking flash off of everything, you can kind of see some stuff reflected in the orb. Tiny little rugs. Reminds me of Final Fantasy VIII. Yeah, the music is pretty 8 sounding, and I think, oops, this was something that had sort of struck me the first time I played Fantasian, was how amazingly similar this looks to the way that pre-rendered backgrounds look. I keep hearing clicks on the audio though. I need to reset the encoder. But I think there's a certain similarity and charm here of like this like CG pre-rendered scene and this sort of the way that light falls across it and how like showing off lighting is kind of the whole point. And there's just like fuzzy textures everywhere. I think it's got a similar vibe sort of trying to like focus on the texture of things and the shape of things and the lighting playing across things. Because that was what the tech was. That was what you could do. That was the newest thing. So yeah, I think you'll see this like later too when there's flowers and stuff. It does have a very similar look. This like you can only have so many kind of look. In this case, because a computer can't render the density of that, or it would look weird. But in Fantasian's case, because somebody had to physically make it, and you can only physically make and cram so many flowers in a space. So I don't know. It's neat. That was actually, I think, a up-res version of that image. Oh yeah, hold on a second. Oops. Because they're looking behind the curtain here. I think usually... Where do you pick the encoder? Because that's where you can, like... Yeah, there we go. And it forces... Oh, wrong one. And it forces it to cycle. Ugh. Ooh. That was crusty. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I went and jiggled. Oh, I can't afford that. That was a very analog sound, right? There's the rare case when you actually get, like, digital noise that can actually make it through to a speaker. Oh, there's still a crackle here and there. I think that just might be how it is. Actually happening way more often now. Alright. I'm gonna change it back. This is usually what fixes it. I'm gonna cut this first though, so you guys don't get a big old crackle. Oh, come on, hit me. Ooh, yeah. Look at this interior. Look at, like, this is kind of what I mean right here. Like one giant fork, one giant spoon, and one giant knife. Because it's a kitchen. And kitchens have forks, spoons, and knives. But you have to make them. I don't know. I think it imparts the same, like, goofy sense of scale. I'm so into it. These little lights. And, like, yeah, they're all sitting on barrels. Oh, hurricanes. Oh, no. Your motherboard bit the big one today? I'm sorry to hear that. Oh. It just won't fire up at all? Ooh. Yeah, the unplug, plug it back in technique. Half the time works every time. Apparently our protagonist was on a treasure hunt. Look at all those bottles! Just giant bottles stacked. There's some booba over there too. Looks like I'm... Dude, it looks like I got a juicy rack right now. Nice. Nice. On that note, I'm gonna step away for a second. Looks like a hidden object game? Yeah, kind of. Like there's just a vast array of very explicit individual objects. I'm going to go eat dinner. Yeah, Pop-Tart, right? Reminds me of how detailed 7 was with its little backgrounds and city locations when you go into a house. Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find the, like the backgrounds of Eris's house. Have that kind of vibe. Cloud's house too. It's kind of a difficult thing to, like, Google. Yeah, I agree entirely. Found the exterior of it a lot. Oh, here we go. It's kind of a shot of it. It's not ideal, but... Yeah, yes! Like, yeah, the cabinets with, like, a bottle, 2 bottles, a thing on a shelf. A pot and a plate, just like stuff, things, chairs, and like here's 4 or 5 explicit things on a shelf. Yeah, I agree. That's what I find so charming about Fantasian is that by using this art style, they've effectively kind of recreated the same spirit in a modern sensibility. It's so neat. Okay, I'm gonna step away for a second. I'm gonna eat some food. Since it is Weeby Wednesday, throw into some anime clips and just weird Japanese commercials. So if that feels good to you, enjoy, and I'll be back in 30 minutes or so. I got me a salad, and I'm excited to eat that salad. And my six-pack is gonna explode right through my shirt because I'm eating so healthy. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, back everybody. I had a wonderful, utterly delightful steak salad. So many bottles. Yeah, they like the shelves are not all identical either. Got to play more Inscription on stream again. It's been really good. I think I will. I really liked that game was like a single player experience. Just done with cards. Wasn't really a card game, you know? I guess it is a card game. There's really no way around it, but... Won't spoil anything. Went in blind and have been enjoying it. I certainly enjoyed my time with it, so... Going to bed? Alright, Hannah. Well, thank you very much for watching. I'm actually gonna... Hold on a second. Still getting a fair amount of crackling, so I'm going to do the impossible. Actually, maybe it shouldn't have applied to that. Well, we get to go to Blink City for a little bit. Use this time to stretch, settle in, do some wiggling. Yeah, I really appreciated what that game was doing. And it was super fun. Good luck on your test, by the way, Hannah. God, game capture software, always a delight. It won't go away. There it is. Okay. Sometimes you gotta do a little dance. You gotta do a little shimmy. I actually got the game because of your stream, but I'm past where you were now. I got to the end of part 1 before. Man, that audio is still like crackling weird. I don't know why it's doing that. It's really frustrating. I'm trying to remember, let's see here. Sometimes just connecting it USB. This is a Switch game. I wish. No, it is an Apple Arcade exclusive, which makes it a real pain to play. Right now I'm playing it off of a MacBook. Or at least I'm trying to. But trying to capture that can be a little tricky. Alright. Not crackling at all now. Wait. Oh, pull it. Push it. Whatever. Do the other thing. No. Oh yeah. This is the thing that, like, stores random encounters. Such an interesting mechanic. I don't remember how long part 1 was. Maybe about 20 hours. All right. Waifu time. I'm on the hunt. Oh, yep. Thank you, Frobot. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Can I interact with this cat? You do something with the cats later, I swear. I remember being incensed and then relieved. But that... maybe I'm misremembering. Pork? Oh, you thought that was a cat outside your window? Ah, pranked. See, this game is realistic. I mean, it is realistic, right? Theoretically, it's the most realistic game because it's photos of real stuff. Near vibe in the art direction? Yeah, I guess. I don't know that. What aspects of Nier do you see? Some of the transitions are weird. Like the in-between frames, the weird blending that happens. I'm just guessing, like, the production reality of filming all of those transitions as actual video transitions would be, very, very difficult. Chalupa Monkey, thank you for the prime. Term waifu is always weird to me. It sounds like a Japanese person trying to say the word wife. That's where it comes from. I'm pretty sure. Unless there's some deeper meaning, but no, Sino, I think you've got it. I think you've discovered the, the secret meaning. I mean, it is quite literally like anime girls that you profess to be in love with. It's... yeah. I use it now to refer to that design of character. A waifu is not necessarily... My waifu is different than a waifu. A waifu is merely an anime character who's been designed to be desired. You know what I mean? At least has that sort of trading card aspect to their personality. That's kind of how I identify it. Its usage, maybe it's far too cynical the way that I employ it. It's a state of mind. Yes, thank you, OJ dude. It's been a manga since the 80s to mean a wife, but now it's slang like Ladag is saying. I didn't know it was actually used in manga. Is its original usage part of the, like, tendency to just use English words because they're fashionable? Is that the idea? Waifu coin NFT? Waifu coin probably already exists. Somebody Google it. The audio isn't crackling, so I'm kind of afraid of tabbing out. But I believe. Oh yeah, I was supposed to go talk to the fortune teller. How did I biff that up? That weapon backpack thing is giving me Freedom Wars vibes. I need to watch Freedom Wars again. Wait. I'm thinking of Summer Wars. I don't know. What's Freedom Wars? Kind of reminds me of Xenoblade. Doesn't he always wear a sword on the back like that? A Minato or whatever? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. PS Vita game, huh? I don't know if I played that one. Did I just completely miss that? Maybe it's over here. Ah, I bet it's over here. Oh, the God Eater team? I didn't play enough God Eater to really understand that game. I remember playing the like intro tutorial that was pretty wacky. Look at this little barrel. Hold on, let me get out of the way. Look at this barrel here. Look at that cute little barrel. A little sword and a little mace in there. They're shiny. What's up, 8th Jaeger? Hey, hey. Appreciating cute video games here. Buying equipment for my character so that my numbers go up. That's right. Always feels good. Waifu token is currently 0.00, excuse me, 0048 with a $2.9 million market cap. Great. That's good. Good stuff. I'm liquidating all my possessions and investing in waifu coin tonight. Waifu token, excuse me. Why is it waifu token and not waifu coin? That's marginally annoying. Oh, look at that big old steak. That's like an 8-pound steak, my guy. Is this like a bet? One of those things you get your picture on the wall? You get like a $4 t-shirt? There's a pan with an egg. I guess that's the stove back there. The pot with so many vegetables in it, they're poking over the shelf. What? Okay, sure. Ooh. There was a Squid Game coin recently that of course got rug pulled. Crypto space is so ridiculous right now that I guess you can just make a coin named after the latest hot Netflix show, and people will actually buy it. Yeah, it's... I guess there really are people that just have that much disposable money. And if this is a way to redistribute it, then maybe that's a good thing? I don't know. It's just, I guess it's all speculation. Oh yeah. Got booted out, but only after I got the hidden item, which always feels great. Oh, is this from... What is this from, Pop-Tart? The common way of saying wife is oksan. Means the inner part and behind, because wives were always inside the house. Kanai is the same. This means house, that means inside. It's used for other person's wife. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. But it was just an adoption of the term wife. Because that is very hard to say. Wife? Or it seems like it would be difficult. What's up, old bones? Hope y'all are having a great night. Here for the vibes. Oh, this is a very vibey game. Can certainly promise good vibes. Cozy JRPG vibes. Look at this! This is such like an oblique camera angle, but it is like straight up a Final Fantasy VII camera angle. Just stacks of boxes in the corner. But they're real boxes this time. There's actually a Final Fantasy VII dimension. They actually built it. It's real. If only you were small enough, you could live in the video game with them. Oh, look at how chunky the stairs are. Ooh, gritty. I don't need to. I don't need to waste my money. I'm gonna go loot all the rooms, though. Oh! Got me. Just be Guardian Ape and Sekiro. Such a great game. Ooh, yeah! That's a real gamer moment right there. That's a real fun fight. Yeah, crispy stairs, right? I forgot the pleasures of this game of just kind of poking over all the details of the backgrounds. It is just like looking into a variety of like very inventive dollhouses. And that's bizarrely pleasing? I guess, I mean, what worked, you know, what worked in the late 90s works now. Oops. Okay, I can do this. There. Waifu is English adoptive language referring to their anime wives. It's a non-existent word was recently made by otaku culture. Okay. When was otaku culture like officially a recognized thing? When did it become what it's defined by now? I mean, there's always been enthusiast culture, right? So I guess that specifically is derivative of anime. So it had to be like anime had to exist. So at least in the 60s or beyond. Was there like what was the, I guess what could be pinned as the movie or the cultural moment that started the ripples for that enthusiast culture to emerge? Anyway, I don't know. Fun to think about. Fun to think about such things. I'm sure there's gotta be articles about it. Cats. Oh, I want to pet you. Oh, this one's got a mean twirl. This is so mad at me. Did an extra little flourish at the end too. Jeez. Yeah, Evangelion, Akira. Those are certainly the movies that from, you know, a person in the United States perspective, those are the ones that are held up as the audience expanding works. Oh, so it's funny you bring that up, Heidi Like Anime. Gainax made an OVA called Otaku no Video back in the 90s. A lot of it is still relevant, even being sort of a documentary. I have been trying to watch that. It's been on my Netflix DVD queue for a long time, and it's always at, like, long wait. So, I don't know how to watch it. Maybe I just need to Google a little harder. But yes, I'm aware of that, and I've wanted to see it. Because it is sort of like... that's gonna be some deep time capsule shit. Yeah, my Netflix DVD queue. It's been inert for, like, 9 months at this rate. I like this dog. Look with this dog! Go a little harder, wink. Okay. I will. Yeah, I guess I just needed my memory jogged. Look at this lantern, though. This tiny little lantern. But it's like casting light in the room, which is creating, like, realistic shadows. It's just like the shadows of the characters are pretty flat on top of that. But, you know, it does feel like a PlayStation 1 sort of limitation. Your shadow's just this disc under you. Pretty cool. I don't know. I'm super into it. These little chairs... like little toothpick chairs? You can like see the clay too and the cutaway for the wall. It was crazy how clay came in like those long sheets of tubes. It's like the only thing that comes like that. What else comes in tubes? Like a ribbed sheet. Kit Kats. That's kind of all I've got. I do? Yeah. Right here. It's on DVD for $10 on Amazon? God damn it. Alright. Well, I'll pay the $10 then. I'll support the industry. I saw someone someone in a Twitter thread sort of reflecting on an era in anime culture of like when streaming was a thing, but there just were no distribution services for streaming anime, and even if there were, their audience had already been trained to like get the fan subs that were of higher quality and arrived way faster. In like the late aughts and early 10s in anime culture, just like of paying money for things or paying money for a DVD I don't need. Reminded me of that window. Yeah, things seem pretty dire. Oh crap. You're a big fella. Okay. It's not so bad. Promise vibes are delivered. The music, aesthetic, and conversation are what I needed tonight. Nothing wrong, just an exhausting day. Well, I am pleased to provide you a bit of relaxation at the end of a long day. That's what you need. I'm here to provide. Oh, such a tiny bucket. Oh. Yeah. I think it seems to run and look just a teeny bit better than it did the first time I played it. Apparently One Piece sells more manga in America than all of DC comic books combined. So otaku culture is definitely established in the United States. Oh yeah, definitely. When I started seeing like Bleach backpacks, I was like, okay. Like it's a cultural thing here, as much as it is in Japan itself. Maybe that's a vast overstatement. I don't know how the numbers stack up now that I've thought about it. Ah, Pop-Tart, I should say. That's a good idea. Look at these little rat guys, little rat magicians. Why? I don't know. That's just what's here. They pop around and they smack me with their stick and it does damage. A number pops out of me. Doing it by the book. I don't know if you can save anywhere. I think I saved at the last crystal, though. I swear you collect those cats for a side quest later. Dang. Surprised about how little we care about comics compared to manga? Yeah, all of that interest seems focused in movies and TV. Not in the form of comics, huh? Westerners don't seem to like to read. Maybe that might just be the core of it. I mean, now that I think about it, like, there was... Remember there was just, in this era of games, which is why it's present on my mind, it seemed like such an important technical push to have, like, voice and video in games. And that seemed to be, you know, in opposition to text when it came to delivering a story. So I wonder if that whole technological push was part of just aversion to reading, or seeing as, like... not as easy or expressive of a way to deliver a story. Man. All the little dusties everywhere. Fun fact, when Evangelion first aired, it was a primetime show in the evening and obviously exploded. When reruns started, it ran late at night. Still drew lots of watchers. This led to more anime shows being premiered late at night. Late at night in Japan, much like it is today. That's pretty cool. It led to it. I figured Gundam would have been the start of, like... I guess that was... No, that was a series. Was that a primetime show? Seems like it is. Ned Lobster, thank you for the sub. I don't think there's anything wrong with the medium. Manga are comics, but superhero comics are just Western shonen battle series with horrendous continuity issues. Would you say that, like, Western comics are more prone to continuity issues? That's an interesting thing to think about. I figured that any narrative, when it gets longer than, like, 10 years running, is gonna This is gonna start to cross its wires one way or the other. Oh, I was already down there. For continuity features, yeah. It's just a mystery to explore, that's all. The cats! Look at that cute little bread. I guess it's moldy, but look at it. Yes, potions in a random barrel in the corner of a room. Ah. What's more cozy than that? That's the thing. That's it. All these glowing windows. Yeah, the fact that fire has like small little bits of animation over it, exactly the same. They would do that stuff in 7, of having like a pre-rendered background with one little like animated chunk of it. A glowing light or a flickering candle. It was a really cool effect. I'd rather just have the one series that tells the whole story. Yeah, I think there's a time and a place for both, I suppose. It is kind of fun being along for the ride in a never-ending narrative. The Mectaria. No. How weird that the thing that was mentioned a while ago will soon become topical. Free gold and an apple basket? Mm-mm. Superman isn't allowed to reach a natural conclusion, same with Batman and Spidey. I guess you're right, though, market forces, you know? It's crazy to think about, but that would have cultural impact for people now to end that as a product. It's interesting. I can't tell if I've finally become like a galaxy brain 5-head college freshman, but it's interesting to me to note the ways in which like consumption is baked into American culture. Something being a product and buying that product at like ritual level intervals is kind of a part of what makes our society go. It is a broadly held institution. So to think that might end, just the process itself is a little unnerving. That somebody might not be able to ritualistically buy Superman every month or something like that. How? Oh, what a show! What a raid! Welcome everyone. Hello. I'm playing a cozy old game. It's cozy game time. It's autumn. Time to wrap a very cozy scarf around your neck and wiggle your toes into a pair of comfy socks. So this is Fantasian. It's made by the same writer and director that did some of the more classic Final Fantasy games. And wouldn't you know it, it's basically a Final Fantasy game. The caveat is that all of the backgrounds, so in a traditional Final Fantasy game, the PlayStation 1 era, there would be a computer pre-rendered background, you know, like a real Bryce 3D looking thing of like baked in lights and glowy interiors. And then you would run against it with a 3D model. Same exact thing here, except the backgrounds are actual sets that were photographed. So this is actually like a miniature environment that they built. Same with the interiors, which I think make them look extra cute. Tiny little bed, these tiny little walls. I think it actually ends up looking really similar. Has a similar cuteness about it. Big old fish over here. What's that all about? I guess that's why the cats are hanging out in here. Thigh high, comfy individual toe socks. Yes, indeed. I'm glad you're on the same wavelength here. My main character is an amnesiac with an interesting sense of humor. I have no memory of what's going on. What is this on? This is on Apple platforms, which is kind of bones. Basically, it's on Apple Arcade, so not only do you have to have an Apple device, but also you have to sign up for Apple Arcade to play it. So that is a bummer, but there's a really cool game behind all that. Especially if you're a fan of classic PlayStation 1 era Final Fantasy. The main character is male. But yes, there is a dash of androgyny going on. That's fine. It's just the style. You have no Apple products? I would be in the same boat, but Steph has a MacBook that she's letting me borrow to play this on. Because she loves me, and she's great. And I'm a dork for Hironobu Sakaguchi. Final Fantasy VI is probably like... I'm willing at this point to chalk it up maybe more to the time that I played it and the state of mind I was in. But very important game to me. I liked 9 a whole lot. I liked Lost Odyssey a whole lot. I was already in here. There's supposed to be a gosh darn... There's supposed to be a... I gotta get up there, huh? Okay. It's supposed to be a fortune teller. I've been having dreams of an anime lady. Something I'm sure all of you in chat can identify with. Who among us hasn't had day visions of anime girls flashing through our consciousness? Recently watched a 12-episode series called ODD Taxi. Very meticulously detailed, and in that sense, Tarantino-like. Binged the whole thing a few days. Music and artwork centric. Huh. I'm intrigued. Heard a lot of positive things about it. I'll try and make a note to watch it. Do you think all these corporations, Apple, Facebook, / Meta, Netflix, etc., developing games will affect the gaming landscape in the future? I mean, it just means more choice. Ostensibly, potentially, if Apple weren't throwing money at the gaming space, this game wouldn't have been produced. It's possible that they were, you know, pitching this game and Apple just came in with the highest price. But if that's the case, then good, I guess. Then Mistwalker got more money, and they could build Fantasian bigger and better. From the sounds of it, the update is pretty substantial. So this game actually came out a while ago. This is part 1. And they released that, and I played through it and really loved it. And then they updated it with part 2. At any rate, I kind of see Apple's money as funding that, because it's really hard for me to imagine that this game would be able to sell to a publisher these days. Maybe it is. I don't know. At any rate, maybe I'm being overly optimistic, but I really do think that by competing for all that time and attention, that it does offer up more investment opportunities for people who want to produce games, which means more ideas get made. And potentially, people can lean harder into their ideas versus having to play it safe because they've got less money or because the market is more conservative. So I kind of see it as a good thing, and I think what I'm playing right now is kind of evidence of that. The downside is, having to play it on an Apple device. The super downside is not having an Apple device. Maybe rental? You know? Antiquated idea, but there's gotta be maybe a place you can rent a MacBook from. Right? Maybe even a public library, like an old one? I'm just trying to solve problems here, because I think this game is great. I really like the look and feel, don't have access to it. I get it. It's that part is a bummer. I really do think this would really delight a lot of people. It is so much like 7 Remake, except a new game, but in that style. Oh my gosh, the little pipes on the wall. Oh, look at those little guys. I can't possibly imagine Hironobu Sakaguchi ever being in a position of having to pitch for funding, but there's no justice in this world. I don't know. I don't want to imagine that either, but like, I don't think his like 2010 Mistwalker work sold that well. I was keeping an ear out for like how they did, and there was never a peep really, which is not usually the best sign. And there wasn't a whole lot of repeat business either. Like every time they did like the Mistwalker Lost Odyssey deal, but that's when Microsoft was going pretty ham on like buying Japanese games. So, oh, cool. I will, I'll keep that open in a tab and it'll remind me to watch it later. Thank you. Thank you, Pop-Tart. So, I don't know. Maybe that means he just really liked doing a bunch of different ideas. I don't know if he would have wanted to do sequels or... Who knows? There's a million ways to interpret it. My fear was that his products, though good, were just not in demand in the market. I'm not convinced that they are yet, still. But there does seem to be more greenlit, kind of 16-bit or PS1 throwback era games lately. So I think there's been a bit more hunger demonstrated for it, is I guess how I'd put it. But yeah, I have no idea what the circumstances are. Alright, here we go. Bam! Ba-ba-bam! Drink it in, boys! Legally distinct heiress? I guess. Maybe the, like, red accents? Yeah, she looks maybe a little similar. I remember the personality being pretty independent, though. Never clicked on the game title and saw only one streamer playing it. Yeah, Luco? This is not an easy game to play. It's kind of like, I feel like it'll always be a sort of undiscovered gem because of that. Horace PMC Horace PMC Titty? No, hold on. PMC Tie. Well, thank you for the Prime sub. Sorry to stumble over your name. Great content lately, and really like listening to you and Bruce talk on the internet. Oh, talk to the internet. On talk to the internet. I'm glad to hear that. I hope we get to do more of it, or I hope we can, like, get it sponsored for more stuff. Oh yeah, this shit. Hold on. Let me get out of the way here. These are really cool sequences. Sorry, I gotta turn off alerts for a minute. Because those are kind of in the way, too. Nobody sub for a while, okay? We gotta read some poetry first. I'm sorry to ruin the mood, but hello, Carbon Shitstain. Hello and welcome to the stream. Always a beautiful day on Twitch. So quiet. No. We've been poisoned by flowers. This immersive storytelling experience has taken a turn. Yeah. Yeah, they did that stuff in they did that stuff in Lost Odyssey in even a similar format where like you would that's how they would do dreams. Basically when you would sleep at an inn, sometimes it would like trigger this short story sequence where basically the main character Kime was having a dream while recollecting something in his long life. So it would be things from like thousands of years ago and just like a little interactive short story about what happened in another country with another person with and like it was always this very kind of heart-rending, really like kind of universe questioning affair by the end of it. Good stuff, basically. I turn that back on. Actually, I wonder if that could potentially be causing some clicks. Let's try it. How do I find such cool games? Well, first of all, thank you for the compliment. Second of all, for this specific one, it was the director of this game is somebody whose career I've followed for a while. So, because they are basically responsible for creating this style of game. Or this, well, you know, Dragon Quest, you could say, kind of kicked off a lot more of it, but it's the next thing from somebody who made something that became very big. And it's similar in style to that, so. And it's just so gosh darn cozy. Also, like the music, it's a sort of a dream team, really. It's a dream team of JRPGs behind this. And I do appreciate too that it's, you know, fairly modest budget. Soundtrack giving you the Final Fantasy IX vibes. Yeah, it's weird because it's the same composer that did Final Fantasy all the way up until 12. 12 was the first one by somebody else. Doing the score for a game that is also Final Fantasy-esque. And it exists as like another form of the thing that it created. I don't know. There's certainly a lot of similarities there. I know you're a quintessential gamer, but it's hard to play on Apple versus PC. Yeah, I mean, for this, honestly, it's just USB-C to HDMI cable, and then Xbox controller Bluetooth synced. That's it. It's more the account side of it that was the pain in the ass. Trying to log into my account, having it like having it force me to update all these security bullshits, it insisting to me my password's wrong, all that stuff. Non-Lethal Fox, thank you very much for the sub, and I'm glad you enjoy my stuff. I hope to have maybe a little more broad streaming hours for the next couple of weeks. Carbon Shit Stain, thank you for the sub. Apple controller when? There is no need for that. By the grace of God, and this shocked me, you can just Bluetooth sync an Xbox controller to a MacBook and it works. I did not expect that at all. I was like, these motherfuckers are gonna make me buy like a Apple branded controller that charges with an Apple cord that requires subscription to like Apple Energy. The fortune teller is letting me know, ironically, that he knows I can't pay for the fortune. Like, why even go through the song and dance? Well, that was cool. I'm gonna loot this dude's house. He's got some potions in here for sure. Oh wait, I've already been back here. Is there like meat on the wall? What is that? Always saving. So save points that are big old crystals. Dan, I think I appreciate now a visible save point in the game just being a reminder to save. Always problematic if you get big time immersed. Starting the Ghost Hut stream, just want to ask, you move that board at all, swear on gold? Or swear on God? There were times where I did nudge it, but I did not move it, if that makes any sense. I definitely could tell, like, since I was bent over and my arms were outstretched, and, like, the jacket was kind of pulling on my arms in a weird way, there were times where my hands were unsteady, and that would move the arrow a little bit. But I never, like, with conscious thought or intention, moved it in any direction. I just kept my fingers on it. Now, I think it's, you know, I think it's designed to feed off that, but that is the clinical analysis of what I experienced. We got more, hold on, we got more short story. I have a button for this one, it's easy. Were you one of the people in the ghost group with a 10 out of 10 fit? Are you referring to a pumpkin-y jacket? A light-up bow tie? Is that what you're referring to? About the 10 out of 10 fit? Some other people had some clean fits too, so I don't want to take the assumption there. Bruce had more wild adventures. There was some crazy shit happening on the Spirit Box, and Webby and Alex got touched by ghosts. I zoinked into your stream, but besides seeing Booba and graffiti, I didn't see much spooks happening on your side. Yeah, you know, tried my best. The ghosts went where they went. I was more of a ruin explorer, I suppose, which had its own drawbacks. Yeah, zombie Sakaguchi. It is the latest game from Luminaire that gave the world a lot of the classic Final Fantasies, and it's very, very much in that vein. He's made other games that aren't quite like Blue Dragon was a Dragon Quest knockoff. Last Story was like kind of something else. So I feel like not since Lost Odyssey has he made a game that's tried to be like Final Fantasy, and that's 100% what this is, and it's awesome. The battle system's really interesting too. It's, you know, again, a very kind of PS1 kind of active, or not active, but more involved combat system. Getting some lore on Owen here. You had the book, and while it's cool to see spooks and phasmophobia writing in the book, I don't think there has been any encounters of ghosts writing in books in real life that haven't been a hoax. Oh yeah, I was standing in a spooky place, but I was in the dark, so there's not a lot to see. It's just me kind of mumbling to myself, which was still pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it a lot. my god, is he hot? Oh shit. The evil lord has Sephiroth hair. Alright. Alright, we're back. Oh boy. Talking about smells. That was the funniest part when Bruce saw you but had no fucking clue to get to you. Okay, I was hoping to set up something good there. I wanted to create some kind of interactive, like, so Bruce could ask his chat and they could try to direct him. What? Random boss fight. Again! You just sit around thinking. Bosses are gonna find you. Giant Flappy Birds. But like, okay. So I think they're about to introduce spell casting, which have, like, it's funny, I was talking about Wanted earlier today. Have spells you can curve, and then the idea is enemies will come in various distributions, and you have to, like, find abilities that can, like, match the direction that you want to attack, and then try to be efficient about dealing damage. In this format, he can only hit one at a time. It actually does become a pretty rewarding system. You always feel like you're trying to find some edge. And it does feel really satisfying to, like, find just the right angle on things where you can hit, like, 6 things at once. Look at that! Look at how awesome that is! Wiping out multiple enemies like it's 1999 all over again. Yeah, gotta curve the magic. You have to, like, swing your spell rod really fast, like, really whip it. That's actually really cool. Thank you! It is pretty cool. There's even something cooler. So, the kind of annoying thing about Final Fantasy games, or JRPGs in general, is random encounters. People are like, bleh, don't like it. Okay. This game has a thing where, instead of getting in random encounters, all of the monsters you would fight get stored for a little bit. And then you can fight them all at once. And since, the game is about, like, figuring out how to hit multiple monsters at once, it's actually more damage efficient to have more monsters on the field. Because then if you curve your spell, instead of hitting 2, you might hit 3 or 4 or 5. Because they're peppered all over the place. I don't know why I said it that way. Peppered. Anyway. So the game incentivizes you, instead of getting in a lot of tiny fights, to just do one pretty big fight, where if you do it right, you can annihilate a lot of dudes all at once, and it feels super satisfying. Because then you just, like, you store up, like, 30 enemies, and then you just wipe them all out. So kind of like, you save time, and it doubles down on the mechanic that makes the combat a little more interesting, too. Pet those cats. Pet them. Find another option in the new district. What? Green thing is... Oh, green thing is a save point. Okay. I think the new district was the part that wasn't infected by Mecteria. I guess if it's new, makes sense. Leave it to Japan to refine grinding efficiency? Sort of. I think it's just kind of like reinterpreting mechanics of older games and maybe trying to... I think it's just trying to like, find another context for stuff. But yeah, for everyone who's ever talked about wanting a classic turn-based RPG experience again, this is it. When part 1 came out, I streamed it, I think, a couple times to try and get it out there. I guess Dragon Quest 11. Yeah, Dreyfus, that's you? Can you get this on Steam or only emulation? Well, I don't know if... I don't know how emulatable Mac OS is, to be honest. I mean, it's probably... You could set up a dual boot. You know what? If you want to... if you want to run it on your game PC, you can shrink your partition, install Mac OS, and boot to that, and... I swear there's got to be a way to, like, rent an iPad or something. And then you can sync, like, a Xbox controller to or something like that. I don't know. Maybe, can you emulate iOS? That might be easy. Side quests! Can't wait to do all these tasks! Oh! You're gonna ask me about some bullshit! I think this is this is when it opens up the cat interactions. Because I think there's a side quest about the cats. You gotta find them all. This is a VM on iOS. Oh, you can do that? Okay. I mean, you still have to log into Apple Arcade, which is another annoying part about it. I'm not gonna lie. Logging in with your Apple ID and then subscribing to Apple Arcade. They do give a 1-month free trial. So you have a month to beat the game and cancel, and you effectively get to play it for free. So consider that. Because it's as part of the service. And you get a month. So, you have to do a little extra walking, but it's a free game for you, Jim. Unless it takes more than a month to beat it. You can't dual boot Hackintosh? Compatibility broke a few versions ago. Really? That's a bummer. Oh, thank you, Bagmage. Here to stay? Well, welcome. I'm glad we found each other. Go here. Okay. Alrighty. Work. Thought it was based on chipset? So... The only dual boot setup I ever had was that I side-loaded Windows on a MacBook that I was using for machinima when I worked there. Oh yeah, this is when it gets weird. So, it's easy to forget that Final Fantasy games often had a weird tendency to get really sidetracked on bizarre, absurdist dips of humor. So, this game does that too. And it does it even harder. So, get ready for that. Gamer McGee, thank you for the cheer. Like, certainly having annoying, like, recurring side characters. Biggs and Wedge turned into this in a couple of games. I remember there were, like, some trickster jesters in, like, 9 that would pop up every now and again. This is definitely that style. Yeah, definitely Team Rocket Pop-Tart, you nailed it. The, like, over, like, showboaty, constantly failing side characters. Yeah. But, like I said, it leans in pretty hard, so get ready. Music's perfect for it, yeah. We're on some kind of, like, transcendental plane. I don't know. We've fallen into the battle dimension. Oh yeah, old. Ultros, yeah. Ultros was the, like, failing side villain that kept showing up, and it was always a goofy sort of side thing. Except it would very literally collide with, like, the main plot sometimes. Very strange. Usually they segment those things off. Ooh. Oh yeah, this is when they start walking you through battle geometry. So you can't pierce through somebody who has a wall. This game is basically 5D chess, the JRPG. Exactly. I think you can... A way to get both of them. Oh, it's got to be there. Oh, come on. Maybe not. Alright, fine. This music is dope, but not fight music. Yeah, you're right. It's goof music. This game does have more traditional JRPG fight jams. We're just not hearing them at the moment. I guess I'll keep hitting them. I can't remember if the number's the number of turns, or if it, like, goes down when you hit him. I don't think... Okay. All music is fight music if you're fighting to it. I like that attitude. My friend says you look like gamer John Travolta, and I'm sure how to feel about it. That's actually been a pretty common take lately. I'm pretty Travolta'd out, it seems. Oh shoot, she has a key. I want that. Yeah, you know you're in deep Final Fantasy territory when you are passing turns on a boss to try and steal a particular item. I don't know if I can curve steel. Let's find out. Having incompetent villains explain more complex battle mechanics. Accidentally exposing how to defeat them is a good system alternative to interrupting tutorials. That's true! I did not consider that it is a great way to try and, wait, what? Oh, she drops a key, never mind. That is a really good way to mask a tutorial with narrative. Yeah, I appreciate that. Good spot. Curving steel is what I like to call a reacher. Given the old curving steel. Analyze again. I want to see that screen again. Items held. Held doesn't mean they can... I guess held means that it's a possibility to drop? I'm pretty sure the tutorial screen actually had like a... there we go. Had a screen showing what was stealable. Teaching gameplay through actually playing the game should be congratulated instead of being told it's annoying. I hate when a game is like, since you took 5 steps forward, let's play into the void and make you spend 30 minutes doing tutorial stuff. So you can walk 3 more steps and we'll play you in another time for more tutorials. Yeah? And if you... That is a technique that was often used by Final Fantasy, now that I think about it. Like the Final Fantasy VII Mecha Scorpion that teaches you... Okay, there's the arcade. It teaches you about counterattacks and stuff like that. Teaches you to guard when a charged attack is coming. Because it does those moves and somebody is there telling you to, like, walking you through it. Now that I think about it, it is a bit like jingling your keys to distract the player. Maybe that's why it's so thematically divergent. Just to take your eyes off the fact that you're being tutorialed. What was that? This is a pretty cozy menu screen, too. Pretty clean artwork. Like, would be very at home on a PlayStation 1. One of these things? Oh, Cinderella badge, that's right. Value is unknown, okay. Like 7's beginner hall? Yeah, that was, at least it was all packed in one corner. And if you really wanted that information, you could seek it out. As I recall, there are NPCs in this game that do the same thing. It's like, do you want me to tell you about status effects? And you're like, oh, sure. Paralysis might interrupt you sometimes. That's basically what I think this game does, too. Or it's just all kind of filed away in an in-game thing. I can't remember. I do kind of remember some kind of tutorial NPC going to town on stuff. Memory. Oh yeah, that's kind of neat. Well, they were referencing a help. There it is. Yeah. Oh, wait, yeah. Items held. Okay. Ah! If an item icon has a hand icon next to it, on the top left, the item is obtainable with steel. If it is labeled only, the item can only be obtained via the steel. Huh. That's scary. Items that you can only steal? Oh. That means you have to analyze everything in the game at least once. This made me look at Final Fantasy creator's wiki. Had no idea he was the director of Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. Yeah, in the way that people tend to accuse Hideo Kojima of wanting to make a movie, that was literally him. Like, Sakaguchi actually did it. Like, wanted to make games more cinematic-like. I remember Parasite Eve was another, like, direct implementation of that. He wanted games to be interactive movies. And I think, or he wanted to experiment with it, but I think he got close enough to realize that there wasn't a ton of logistical future in the idea. Oh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, missable items. 7 in the enemy attack materia. Oh yeah, enemy skill. Red mage abilities. Or sorry, blue mage abilities. What am I saying? Goodness. I almost embarrassed myself just then. There is some good dialogue in here. She was basically like, hey, we can earn as much money as we want in the forest. It's not the kind of money they take in the town, though. He's like, so it's not money, then? It's not the money itself that has value, but the emotion, the emotion behind it. So it's good enough for fortune-telling. Oh, okay. Magical money. Those Telltale games were interactive movies for whatever that was worth. Yeah, they very much were, Akiva. And they were produced in a TV sort of way. Or at least that was the intent. So, yeah, I think at the time that was kind of where the idea capped out, and seems to be where it's going to cap out. That may just be kind of structurally the best that it gets. Sadly, that doesn't keep your company open long. No, apparently not. Even though they were crazy productive, just outrageously active, still wasn't enough, I guess. It's hard to imagine where all the money went, but I've never run a company like that. I'm gonna analyze these wolves so hard. Bork, bork! Alright. Some shit I could steal. Free items. Telltale falls on itself, though, because you realize nothing you do inherently matters because it will only end one way. Oh, I suppose they got sort of better with it in later games, but it's hard to care if all my actions only lead to one or two outcomes in a game. Shouting endless possibilities. Yes, I agree. I think pitching interactive narrative is not great. Because you have to do so much work to even come close to, like, realizing that. You have to make a ton of content that people will never see. And that's the point. It's a weird thing to write yourself into. Other games have backed off on the idea, and it provided beats of interactivity, but not the promise of unlimited interactivity. Look at this battle scene too. The little wispy ground tiles and stuff. Can anyone heal yet? I don't think they can. Oh, you can! Ooh, this world music, huh? I think it almost has Chrono Cross feelings to it. Those, like, bongos, I guess? Those boop? I don't know what kind of percussion that is. Unlimited interactivity has never been on the table, and I don't know how people convinced themselves it was. Yeah. It's bizarre. Realistically, you're right. No one should have ever expected that. But I guess it's like, it's like if the point of the game is jumping, but there's only like 5 things to jump over, then what, like why? What's the point? There should be hundreds of things to jump over. Okay, just healing items. It's not logical. And I think some games wear it way more naturally than others. I was actually really impressed with Detroit Become Human, in that it, like, it did not really, like, even purport to give the illusion of, interactive narrative. It was like, here are the things that might change. It would even show you a flowchart, which I thought was wonderful. Like, make it very literal. This is what the game is, and here's what you've explored. And that means that, like, the other parts of it have to be good. The writing and the acting, and they were up to snuff. So it's like, okay, it's good. Here we are. Great. We've hit all the minimum requirements. Oh, sorry, yeah, Urban Forever. Was this that game that was going to be on Apple Arcade? Yeah, it is, actually. I'm playing it on Apple Arcade. This is what's called being a deep gamer. You gotta go where the games are. I don't want unlimited interactivity, I just want interactivity that's fun. I agree. I think the I wonder if I don't know. Good media rarely succeeds by accident, I think. Huh. Detroit let you cut a whole third of the game off if you let the runway girl get wrecked when crossing the highway. That was pretty ballsy. I feel like it was okay to do that because the game told you they were doing it. They finally abandoned the need to try and obscure and misdirect about the true meaning of the interactivity, you know? So if you show the like flowchart and said, yo, this whole thing got cut off, you're like, damn! But then you like replay it. So because you know, instead of playing it once and being like, oh, that's it, and then credits roll and you're like, why was it 4 hours long? And that's it. So I thought that was like finally the right call. Yeah, the trees, they look like their wires kind of twisted around. Yeah. This one in the background here that's actually in focus. They're magical trees though. That's what trees look like in Fantasian Dimension. Isn't it crazy? I've never actually played Wild Arms. I remember having Wild Arms 1. Like, I bought it when I found it in a retro game store once. This was like in PlayStation 2 generation, so PS1 games weren't like hideously overpriced. And I was like, I'm gonna play that someday. So I got it, and then I held onto it for a while, and I never ended up playing it. So that's my interaction with Wild Arms. I think maybe I played it for like one evening. Maybe like got 3 or 4 hours into it. Weird blurry background trees bring me back. Yeah, right? So nostalgic. Ah, but like new and its own thing too. Ah, I like it a lot. This depth of field really does give it a miniaturized look. Oh, treasure chests? And it looks like this is the way forward, so I gotta go the other way. Enjoyed all the Wild Arms 1 through 4. It's weird stuff and was appealing. Oh, Wild Arms are weird? I really don't know anything about Wild Arms. Little onion guys. Promenera. You guys are cute. Oh, I can't curve hard enough. Wild Arms 2 is one of the best intros on PS1. Yeah? I am a PS1 intro respecter. I do appreciate when games had to like produce this like ass-whipping pre-trailer that would play before the game started. The effort and attitude placed in those things to try and attract people's attention. There's so much 90s attitude baked in there too, because it's a marketing asset in addition to sort of trying to express what the game's going to be about. So I'd recommend the opening cutscene in Wild Arms 3 for MediaTek. Apparently I gotta catch up on it. My goal was to eventually add a ton of those kinds of things, like intro cutscenes and individual cutscenes, to do like more traditional Cinematheque nights. Which now that G4's coming back, I realize could potentially be a thing. I don't know what it would be. Just curated blocks of video game media. Maybe I could make it. I should pitch that. Actually, there's probably a number of editors now that would do a really sick job of making something like that. A media collage of a particular year in video games, something like that. I like Wild Arms 4 opening, as it was an homage, but it also changed based on your point in the game. It even reflects a few decisions you make. That's cool. Damn. One of the first 2 seconds of this. Alright. Click on this over here. Wait a minute. Oh. Transform my mouse. Alright, yeah. That's a real good 2 seconds. You weren't lying. Damn. We're playing Star Ocean until the end of time, fucking up a single dialogue choice and getting the wrong character out of my party after 40 plus hours. I was crushed. Was that Star Ocean 3? Till the end of time? That was a dark time for JRPGs. That was the death of a genre. I knew about it, but unfortunately the art style deflected my attention. I kept hearing 2 is really good. Now my life is consumed by 14. I beat 3 back in the day though. Great game for the first 80%. Kind of stumbles the landing and ends on a very generic note. Huh. Dreyfus, you seem like you're a connoisseur of the Japanese RPGs, so... Let's see, that's a very interesting review/analysis. There's a new Star Ocean, you guys. How about that? Huh? Who had that on their bingo card? I sure as shit didn't. I thought there was like a mobile Star Ocean a while ago, and that was it. Critic is probably more accurate? Okay. Well, if you can get through them, I feel like that speaks for itself. Nobody accidentally finishes a JRPG. Can't hate on Star Ocean, it's B tier and it knows it. Yeah. The boundaries of Star Ocean are a little funky. It's not quite as trashy as Phantasy Star Online, I feel like. But I don't know what it is, and like I don't know what else about it makes it distinct. There's a period in my life when I would have been super into like the first couple of Star Oceans though, just because there's so much to level. You know what it is? It's the JRPG version of like Skyrim before Skyrim. Like a billion skills, tons of stuff to grind. A large sort of crafting economy thing going on. A lot of exotic places to visit. Huh. I guess the combat systems were always pretty wacky too. Oh, weird thing. This game's still exclusive to iPhone. Yeah, it is exclusive to Apple devices. I'm currently streaming this off of a Macbook. Which is unfortunate, because it's great. Star Ocean 2 is one of the all-time best JRPGs. Can't help but feel like the merger had to do with that. Oh, what? Square and Enix? Yeah, Star Ocean... I never finished Star Ocean 3. I'm aware of the Galaxy Brain twist. The drop from 2 to 3? Gotcha, okay. I feel like that... I mean, I feel like... This is speaking very generically, and this is not a thought I've evaluated, but certainly my gut says that JRPGs peaked for a long time in the PS1 generation. There was just an amount of, like, artistic punch, gameplay experimentation, raw output, breadth of vision, like, a lot of cool stuff. PS2 kind of started to, like, hit the rocks a little bit. And by the time, like, Gen 7 rolled around, it was just, man, there was not a whole lot going on. Lately, though, it's been goddamn great. It's spoiled for choice, which I never thought was going to be an issue. Now they have to compete with the American RPG. Yeah, I think there's a certain kind of maybe passive gameplay that people won't tolerate anymore. Can't do that. Actually, wait. Valkyrie Profile is one of my favorite games of all time. Tough of my... I remember that game so fondly. And And I wonder how it's aged. Because, yeah, it was deeply meaningful to me when I played it, too. And I remember the combat system was awesome. I was super into it. I guess what it was people commenting on the fact that characters in Tales of Arise keep shouting the same shit over and over. I was like, yeah, that's been a thing for a while. And Valkyrie Profile to me is... I still remember there was like some dude in armor. Every time you use this goddamn move, he'd go, Icicle Disaster! Like every time. And it was like that frequency that would cut above everything, so people would like walk, like poke their head in the room and be like, what is going on? It's like, man, I don't need this. I don't need... In between, like, ladies screaming about souls and stuff, people think I'm weird enough already. I still have Hammer of Might stuck in my head from Star Ocean till the end of time. I remember Pow Hammer from Tales of Symphonia. Heard that a goddamn lot. Wait, does poison endure? Are you still poisoned? You upset? You barfy? You're not feeling good? What? There. She looks fine. Oh. Those are some Final Fantasy VII ass flowers. Crossfaded, the most blurry, the faded thing. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Oh, the almighty Triace from Star Ocean 2 is the one that I always remember. I don't remember that one. Had so much fun with Star Ocean 3 that Twist actually made me stop playing. Felt pointless. I think consensus was that it was pretty pointless. Didn't 4 just kind of ignore it? It's like, eh. And it seems like, you know, there's a new game, so I guess they're just gonna roll with it. Dimension. It's a Dimension machine. Haha! I get random Japanese commercials from MediaTek like the little toy washer in my head. I appreciate your great content. Yeah, jingles are really earworms, aren't they? I mean, that's what they're designed to do, but... They should really just stick with it anyway, though. There may be more people out there that prefer action combat, but there are also more high-profile games competing for that audience and doing a better job of it. They're leaving their core audience hungry to appeal to a crowd that's already highly skeptical. Evolve or Die is true, but I want to see the timeline where ATB combat continue to evolve past Final Fantasy XIII. I honestly did enjoy the gameplay, though. Visible encounters are better than invisible 100%. I agree with all that, yeah. I do think we're finally at that place. Where, it seems like people are willing to fund and make games at all kind of production scales. So I think we are getting games that are exploring, like, not only... This game isn't really if ATB kept going. It's kind of more like if Final Fantasy, what, 3 kept going? I don't know. Going? I guess 10 was kind of like this. 10 didn't really have, like, locational damage, though, I don't think. It was pretty strictly turn-based, as I recall. Alright, Dimension. Boing! I personally like the screen shatters and enter the battle zone thing that JRPGs do. It's a sandbox environment that they never took full advantage of. That's... Isn't that how Star Ocean did it? You would go into, like, a battle arena? Like a 3D battle arena? There's Tails kind of does that? Yeah. Try a Dimension battle. Darn it. Alright, fine. So yeah, literally in the battle dimension. Oh, also, they spawn like boosts and power-ups in the Dimension. Also, this track is funky. The name of the RPG that had Frederic Chopin in it. I remember it was heavily music themed, but I only got to play it for like 3 hours. Yeah, Eternal Sonata. That was like one of the... I remember really looking forward to it because it was one of the few JRPGs coming out in early Gen 7 times. People said it ended up being pretty average and forgettable though. It was very dry, but very beautiful. The ending touched me. Okay. Was it good? Was there more to it? I guess I never played it. I guess I never really talked to anybody that did. Some reviews were pretty middling on it, though. But also at the time, it was just like, it wasn't... Japanese games just weren't cool. I don't know, there was a weird kind of pushback against it in general. Chopin is your favorite composer, so I remember being especially piqued. Ah. The music is certainly beautiful. It was indeed very okay. Yeah, it's typically how it's usually referred to. Oh, we got more memories? We have more art? You gonna make me click things? Oh, maybe not. It's Puppet Theater instead. Game similar to Eternal Sonata for the PS2, where your main weapon was a guitar or some shit. Ooh. I mean, it wasn't a... Well, I can't think of a JRPG. It does sound like something that would exist. But nothing comes to mind right now. Too many fucking games to play? Yeah. It can't be done. There's too many. The only way is to compress time. To enter a multi-dimensional game dimension. Where you can... game 4 times over. Ephemeral Fantasia? Now that sounds like a game. I think I've heard that once before in my life, maybe. I gotta look that up now. Yeah, I forgot that existed big time. Let me look that up. Damn, that's a deep cut. Jeez. Yeah, golly. Wow. Has anyone played that? Oof, that looks like a PS1 game, though. Damn. That's a chonky game. I guess it's 2000, so that's just when the PS2 hit. Who made that? I'm wikiing this now. Konami, huh? Ugh. Getting all gummy, my bad. Interesting. Konami rolled the bones on a couple of different genres back in the day. That was nice. Oh, we're having a nice anime moment. Got a chance of getting a Quest 64 playthrough. I was really excited for that game back in the day. Because I just played like a couple of Final Fantasy games. I played like Lufia. And I was really excited for RPGs on, I guess, Gen 5 hardware. But I didn't have a PlayStation. And that was becoming increasingly clear that I was missing out on all of the RPGs that I was so thirsty to play. Because I had time back then. So I was super hyped for Quest 64. I was like, finally! A rich story experience for the Nintendo 64! It wasn't that. But I was hoping it would be. That didn't really, like, what was it? Ogre Battle was kind of the first really awesome game like that, and kind of the only one. Oh, more story time. Oh man, Black and White. I've thought about that. I played Black and White a lot back in the day. Black and White had a weird Sims aspect where you could just kind of sit down and do nothing for a long time. "11.5 hours on that FMV Halloween video." That's only volume 1. Because that is the maximum amount of time a YouTube video can be, 12 hours. The next one goes up at midnight, I think? The Sound of Memory. Yeah, Gib Heart Attack. Earthbound 64 was the game that, like, was my hope for a long time. The Mystical Ninja game that came out had elements of that. At least it had, like, areas to explore and NPCs to talk to and quests to do. Yeah, Goemon. Got some deep shit going on here. What is love? N64 didn't have a lot of good games, but the games that were good were absolute bangers. Yeah, N64 had a lot of solid games. It didn't have those sort of, like, I guess artistically vaulted games. The games that tried to question what it was to be alive. Like, those were on PlayStation. N64 was like, it's a snowboard! Who doesn't want to snowboard down a mountain? Okay, you strike a hard barring, and what if you skateboarded down a hill? 3D! Yeah, that's true. Legend of Zelda was always a kind of a vaulted and kind of ponderous experience. Yeah, you're a glove. The world is a darkness. Roll this ball. Go through these levels. Don't you like levels and score? Go out and get some points, buddy. There's coins. Don't you want to collect them? Lots of different kinds of coins. We have so many coins now. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Got some big decisions to make. Yeah. Mischief Makers is probably my favorite forgotten N64 game. I actually had that one. I had the awareness to get it because it was a completionist dream. You had nothing to do. It was a good game to try to find all the crystals and shit. Kind of hard to wrap your head around that one, though. A whole lot of humor in that game that didn't read too much for somebody who's never... It's like a chunky translation on top of being just really effing weird. PlayStation had a lot of games that got philosophical. Not many of them were actually that deep, but teenagers weren't going to notice or care. Yeah, it was like just enough, I think, to give it that perception. Being a more grown-up and elevated platform. There's gonna be some goddamn sweet items around here somewhere. Oh, yeah. Knew it was gonna happen. Xenogears? So that's kind of what I'm thinking of when it comes to, like, introspective philosophical games. So you say it holds up and it's quite deep, huh? That is interesting. That's one game that I would like to replay, because I don't remember most of the ending of the game. All the talking. I just kind of remember flipping through it one night, and not a whole lot of it landing with me. We got another short story, huh? I don't remember them being this dense, but... Apparently I was wrong. I didn't think that highly of Xenogears, but I was already a grown-ass man when I finally played it. I mean, I was the right age to be swept off my feet philosophically, and it didn't do that, so... I just remember it being I guess the toast of the town for a minute. That post-Evangelion glow was very kind to Xenogears. This is a real cozy song. I feel like I should be sipping on coffee in like a wood-paneled shop while somebody sweeps very slowly outside. Yeah, cozy songs for a cozy stream. Welcome to Twitch TV/Zerlar, KOZY, Cozy Streams. Song is nostalgic somehow. Yeah, it is. that is entirely the atmosphere of this story. That, you know, they're remembering the past and innocent times gone by. So certainly that is just infused into this track. There was a GameCube game where it was sort of RTS with like soldiers. It had a cartoonish style, and it wasn't the... Yeah, that was the GameCube version of Advance Wars. Oh, what was it called? That was a cool game. That was them trying to scale Advance Wars up to like AAA territory, I guess, which was an interesting thing. That ended up actually working with Fire Emblem. What was that called? Battalion Wars. Is that what you're thinking of? Because yeah, that game was pretty rad. Yeah, Dreyfus, yeah. Especially at that time, like Nintendo was sort of seen as intentionally not making anything combative. Like they were seen as very hippie at the time. So the fact that they made like a combat game was kind of like, well, that's weird. Oh yeah. What about the cute little fella? Padme Bluebell. That was an incredible name. I'm sorry I missed your cheer a long time ago, but thank you very much for the cheer. I hope you're still around. I just googled Advance Wars GameCube. That's exactly what I did too. Too bad Battalion Wars 2 crashed and burned on the Wii. Man, I feel like a lot of things did for the Wii. I forgot that there was even a 2. Damn. Stream is making you want to play a modern retro JRPG. Well, if you have an Apple device, Fantasian is there. But apart from that, Dragon Quest XI is fantastic. That's probably the most modern, most classic game. Persona 5's an easy recommendation. Tales of Arise I'm playing through now. That's pretty gosh darn anime, so be warned. But it's still very good. Let's see here. Here's another 3 internet sleuths. At my friend Tim's house, there was an old Xbox game with team mechanics. It had alien worlds. I remember there was a female sniper and a machine gun guy. It's so vague in my memory, but I clearly remember it. I remember there was a volcano level and we always got stuck on that part. Maybe Unreal Champions? Oh, Brute Force. Xenoblade Chronicles is still good. I remember that being like a legitimately good JRPG that Nintendo didn't get a lot of credit for at the time. For some reason, people seem more open to it now. Well, Chronicles 2 is on a different wavelength. I don't know what's going on there. And Chronicles X is... people really like that one too. Chronicles X is locked on the Wii U. Yeah. It's that, and it's Metroid Other M, actually. And it was Metroid Trilogy, actually. Because, yeah, Prime Trilogy is locked on the Wii U, too. Lego City Undercover made it. Have they gotten all the good games off the Wii U yet? Not quite. Just about, though. The evacuation is nearly complete. Somebody's learning how to cast magic, I guess. Learning the Force. I had a similar long-lost memory turned whiplash at recognizing the game once. I was visiting distant family when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, and my cousin was playing Duke 3D. He called it the Save the World game when I asked what it was. 10 years later, I see footage of it on YouTube. Ah. Yeah, that thing that, like, unlocks a vault deep in your brain. You feel like light has just shot through your mind. Like a lightning bolt of recognition. Let's save the world as chameleons? What is that, Chameleon Twist? A game where you're a little chameleon with a big old bendy tongue? I think I rented that. I don't know, 64 was a weird platform. Yeah, Musica. A couple of notes do kind of sound like Eyes on You. Or, yeah, Eyes on Me. The Final Fantasy VIII song. I sometimes wonder, considering that it is the same composer and it is a Final Fantasy project. Yeah, it is straight up. This is Uematsu. I sometimes wonder if it's the same person in the same creative scenario will land somewhere in the same spot, or if it's a very knowing reference put in the music intentionally. Alright. Memory concluded. Need more of that stoat from Inscription? That little guy was having a rough time of it. And I can't blame him. Sometimes I do like it when games try to increase empathy with video game aspects you might normally ignore. It's a fun way to tap into, or it's a fun way to create player investment or create creator interest. Player interest. God, what am I saying? Konang! With 6 months of subs and a generous pog on top of it. Thank you for the pog, sir. One good pogging deserves another, so I will pog back. Pog to you. Oh, look at that. Get it, games are art, you guys. Very pog-worthy. Eesh. Also, it like doesn't really rotate controls when the camera changes, so you have to kind of do the like reset to neutral and go again. It's almost like moving through screens in Resident Evil. You have to kind of remember what direction was which and map it accordingly. But yeah, since, like, right from the beginning, your two characters have different attack patterns, so it's not like you can just have them both do the same thing. You have to find some intersection of attacks that actually has you killing some of these guys before they get turns. And then finding that intersection of, enemies that you can attack and take out. That's sort of where the malleability of the game lies. Oh yeah, you get bonus turns, but there's no reason to go for it because there's nothing to hit out there. Dimension. Can't we just say Dimensional Dungeon? No! No, you can't! Don't you ever suggest that again. It is a dimension. Because, I don't know. Because it's cool. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves saying it. Everyone's saying it. Don't tell me you're not saying it. You don't want to be the the uncool person not saying it. Jordan Moment's still at it. Resurrecting a run through of Fantasian. I wanted to play part 2, but somewhere along the way, my save got lost, so starting the game over again. Let's see, like, look at all these enemies you can hit. Great. Full combat busts to move? Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of what it amounts to. Except I'm about to run out of MP. Appreciate they'd let you turn this into a puzzle game for prizes. Yeah. Oh, Keanu, please! You got chewed out by somebody in Apex. Try not to let it get to you. Some people just take shit a little too serious sometimes. But, sorry to hear that. I don't know, as cool as it is to, like, try to get good at a multiplayer game like that, pickup games are always so tough. There's such a risk that, like, somebody's just gonna be really unhappy with how it goes down. The Dimension mechanic kind of reminds me of Shadow Hearts somehow. I kind of know what you mean. Oh, and since you stack all your attacks, it's more likely that you'll level up after doing a ton of attacks and get all your magic back. So it's a good way to keep the momentum up in a system like this too. Go deep into the southern forest. Can't remember which way I was going. This way seems deeper. Freaked me out for a second, Cosmic Crustacean. That should be the, like... That's the jump scare for a streamer. Somebody being like, I don't hear anything. Oh, dang it, it was this way. I remember this art. Okay. Curving magic is actually insane, but also sort of makes sense. Like, it's magic. Why would it go in a straight line? Yeah. Magic is, all about bending reality. Let's see. This feels like an enlightened idea that I haven't seen done before. I've seen some JRPGs that revolve around, like, directional attacks and positioning and stuff. But I can't say that I've seen it done exactly like it's done in Fantasian anywhere. Which is pretty neat, I think. It's got an artistic gimmick that I think is pretty effective. It's got a gameplay mechanic that's unique and gives every fight some dash of interest unto itself. It's not about if you're going to win or not. It's about how effective you can kill everything. Or how quickly you can kill everything. And when you kind of make that the twist of the game, then it seems like the gameplay implications are a little more interesting than just like going through the menus until you win. Which is kind of what some classic Final Fantasy ATB can be like. Ah, this was the magical money that she was referring to. Okay, it does literally grow on a tree. Remember you beat this boss? Yeah, I do too. It's cute! Oh yeah, and then this goddamn boss track going insane. Somebody's on an accordion just like sweating like crazy. crawling to bed and enjoy the stream from there. Take care, chat. All right, Elder Irish. It's good seeing you in chat. Hopefully you have some cozy bedtimes. Summon Kirby. Kirby's really good at beating the shit out of a tree. Money, money tree. Money, 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 money. Ooh, I can steal an ether. Actually, I kind of want to do that because I have a few ethers already. But hey, look at that. Yeah, the entire game is miniatures. Well, the backgrounds are. The characters and the enemies and stuff are polygonal, but in that way, it is functionally identical to how the Final Fantasy series operated on the PlayStation 1, which is that's neat. I think that's neat. That is a different way of doing like a remake or a spiritual reimagining, I think, and a very effective one. Thank you, Pop-Tart. Oh, that's so cute. An interesting breakdown. It still hurt. And there's just, I don't know. There's something undeniably cozy about people getting in lines and hitting each other, taking turns and bashing each other until one side wins. You're literally beating a tree that grows money. Yeah, that's not a good idea, is it? I'm gonna guess it won't let us go unless we beat it to death. Bosses later, like, you have to be very careful about managing buffs and debuffs to make sure that you have like defense up buffs when particular attacks land. It gets bad. This game really pushes in terms of like gameplay complexity what this sort of system can do. But unfortunately, we're not at that part of the game. This is just the beginning. I feel like you should befriend it so it gives you bags without fighting. I agree. That would be a far more effective way of dealing with this issue. Oh, now it's building up sap. Finish, defend. I get one attack. Oh, that's right. There is no defend. There are abilities you can use. There's no defend. Oh, it's gonna barf. It's gonna barf on me. Ah, it's not so bad. Building up sap. Yep. Ever had a sticky $1 bill? Little maple on you. Little squirt of maple. Oh, that was lucky. What gets really wild is when, like, yeah, when you have certain debuffs on, you end up using all your turns healing. And then it gets very difficult to figure out how you can ever put aside some turns to actually do any amount of damage. I hated in RPGs when defend wasn't in battle menu, but it was like the R button or something. There did seem to be a lot of controller work. Like, there wasn't a standard template of controls yet. So every game kind of put the same thing in different spots. So yeah. Sometimes it was a whole journey just to find what you're looking for, and sometimes not even knowing it's there at all. soul left its body. But whatever, I learned Cure. So that's good. We gotta focus on what's important. And the fact that this tree's soul turned into gold coins and it vomited in the mount. Petrified it. What? Some kid could have wandered in here and gotten hurt. We did the community a favor. Just destroy the local economy? I need to have my fortune told! Which is weird, because I don't seem, my memories seem to be coming back at a pretty even keel. They're like little fuzzy balls. Oh. Oh, what if the tree was the bank for your people? It was just protecting the money. You went out to petrify it. I just needed some cash, alright? There's nothing wrong with being a bank robber. People love pirates. Something. They were evil. I'm actually the good guy. There, see? No problem. Oh, Magic Prime. Thank you for the Prime. I don't know if that defense held up in court. That's fine. I'll just throw magic at court until it's not a problem. There's an overworld. That's pretty cozy. I don't think you can save here though. I think it has to be on a map. It's not up to him because he's a fortune teller. I guess as a fortune teller, you are sort of like, to even be a fortune teller sort of acknowledges predeterminism, which means you're a slave to your own fate as much as the fates that you tell other people. So yeah, when they're casually like, who knows, like, whether he'll accept it or not isn't up to him because it's already been foretold if he'll accept it or not. Like how in these JRPGs it's always the evil god is slowly killing us. Like to me, wouldn't one person go, if it's truly an evil god, couldn't they snap their fingies and kill us all instantly, you know, being a god? No one ever asks those questions in a JRPG. Sometimes they do. It's rare though, I'll admit, State. I only say that because the last time I played Tales of Arise, I did notice that the characters had those moments where they were openly questioning parts of the game lore of like, well, why don't they just do this? Or, well, if magic can do that, why don't they just do this thing? And I thought it was interesting that they gave that sort of curiosity a voice in the game. But you're right. Often characters in the game play along with everything. Because they kind of have to. What am I doing? Oh, Owen's shop. Where was Owen's shop? Owen was her dad? My place was the hidden spot behind the bar, right? That's not Owen's. Owen's was in the forest? Wait, no, wrong place. So not submitting to fate is the fate of the character, so their path will be the right course. Yeah, I considered this when playing those games about fighting against destiny or fate. That's why you gotta personify fate, so you can beat it up. And it's fate's fate to get bait up. Oh, it's brought up a few times in Destiny. Guardians in and of themselves are paracausal and aren't bound by fate. Oh, okay. That's interesting that it's acknowledged. I like that. Oh, yeah, that's good. Destiny's on another level, though, I guess, when it comes to its lore sometimes. Right. Not here. Although it is nice to just look at these interiors again. Yeah, here we go. I think she does some shit back here. Guess I just didn't do that last time. Maybe not. Oh, wait, I think I have an iron key. Yeah. I like that about Tales of Arise watching you play so far. The characters question their actions because it does come with consequences, and NPCs also ponder their fate. Unlike most RPGs where they take down whatever ruling evil and not even mention what may happen to everyone after the reign is over. Like, how will people go about? Will there be anarchy, etc.? Yeah. Establishing new governments. It's not just like, it's not just everyone playing in the streets. I mean, it might be for a day or two, but... Dragon Quest VII, playing the god is good, he just works in mysterious ways. Christian excuse straight was one of the most subversive things I've seen a JRPG do. I never got that far in that game. 7 has an incredibly slow wind-up. That's the one that was on PlayStation 1, right? Alright. Turn to Owen's shop. Owen's shop is up in the old district, right? I think that's where that is. Up here. I really want to see the works in mysterious ways thing justified. Or at least the concept explored, played with, you know? Maybe in some way that's not kind of like moralistically trivial. I guess Signs is a movie that leans into that very, very hard. Everything literally happened for a specific series of events. Wait a minute. It's just a path. Yeah, there's also like a kid I gotta find up here. Are you kids? Are you kids doing anything? Are you just chickens? Being chickens? Good. Very good. I can't play this game because I own 0 Apple devices. That may be the case, yes. Or you have to find a place to rent an Apple device? That's something that appeals to you? Maybe your local library could let you borrow one? But yeah, do you think I will be rewarded soon in my year-long journey to get a Series X? I'm gonna say yes, you will. I've read the coffee grounds. And it says yes, you will. I gotta guilt him. I did it. Guilted him into going home. I really want that treasure chest. I want it so bad. And it's pissing me off every second I haven't opened it. It's like torture. What if there is a plan and the plan actually makes sense? The author would have to find a good moral argument for suffering. It'd certainly be food for thought. And I mean that reasoning only works provided like foresight. You have to know it's better. And then it's just the tragedy of suffering through the meantime. But magical coins. You can find old Mac Minis for less than $100 on eBay. Oh, okay. I don't know what kind of spec you need to play this game. I play it in 720p, but that usually keeps it around 60 FPS. Yeah, remember that? Uh-oh. We back? We back. Gotta transition back to art appreciation mode. Video Ghibli mode. Does Apple Arcade have a cloud gaming option? That would be phenomenal. I would love that because I would play it through that instead of having to hook this up. This game would be totally fine for cloud streaming. I think it shares benefits with more classic JRPGs in that it really doesn't require strict timing or complexity of input to play it well and to engage you intellectually. Okay. We back. Man, so many dips to white. Flashbanging everybody. Look at those abs, though. He's got an like a literal 8-pack. Ah, shucks, we summoned a god. I like how they go right to fighting a god. Like, what? Why waste time? Let's just get right to what it's all about. Gods with righteous abs. Divine shreds. Oh, hell. Oh, hell. Oh, heck. Oh, he's only got 60,000 HP. Ooh, I can steal an elixir, though. That's fun. I think I assumed this was a scripted loss the first time I did it, and it totally wasn't. And I got my ass handed to me and was... I might be misremembering that. But no, never mind. It's doing like 1 HP, come on. It's gotta be. Yeah. He's firing laser swords at me. I'm guessing it is a scripted loss, then. It's the main character, Leo. Yes. Leo in Arena? Oh, it's another god. Because this shit needed to get a little more anime. Let's ratchet it up. Sakaguchi's there, like, pulling the levers of game development. Who's turned the anime up? Sir, it's already off the charts. They're fighting a god. I don't care. It can take it. All right. All right. A pink angel warps in out of nowhere. There's alarms going off. Pipes are bursting. Steam shooting out. Engineers are flipping over their instrument clusters. Just me, or does the god sword look like those multiple hold bubble blowers? Yeah! Like a bubble wand? Very scary that way. Alright. Just had to show you the stakes, I guess. Blow your mind with some weird anime stuff. Look at this whole world we've created. Isn't this wacky? Doesn't this entice you? Don't you want to know more? It's nothing but mysteries. Anime mysteries. And girls in cute heels. Kina. Yeah, Kina. That's her name. This room noise is pretty cozy, though. This whooshing. It sounds like there's some nice AC in this room. Oh, you were in a Discord call for a bit, but you're back? Well, welcome back. Cozy JRPGs continue apace. Although I'm not sure how much longer I'll be streaming. It's getting pretty late here. Oh, okay. He existed to expose the Marauder, who I guess is Leo, but Leo forgot. Look at all the little books on the wall. Oh, those cute little guys. They're like binders. And I remember the feeling like I had some understanding of my life by the organization implied by keeping things in binders in school. Like just the act of like physically sorting paper into binders. And it was like one of the few things you could feel like you had control over. Anyway, it just made me think of that, seeing like multiple books that are all just simple colors. Yeah, simpler times, I guess. Everything you got to keep in your head fits in all these binders. That's your job, is to learn that stuff. That's it. So small. So knowable, so doable. It's kind of interesting too because I was commenting on Alphen as a lead for Tales of Arise and how like kind of functional it is that he can just drop like inspiring speeches at the end of any kind of character interaction. Leo has some of those qualities too. He's not quite as like Kiryu about it, but he does sort of kind of carry the audience's goodwill, I think, into the story a lot of times. Which is weird because he's also an amnesiac. So he's just kind of like a character who doesn't have much of a past and doesn't even understand their own baggage or trauma, but they are just good-hearted in general. So, you know, that's kind of neat. And kind of similar now that I think about it. I got held for detention once because I didn't open and close my binder with the rest of the class? That's weird. Must have been something the teacher was all juiced out about, psychological benefits of shared rituals. I don't know, who knows. There's probably some newsletter that got distributed. Kids must all do this at the same time. It's very important. JRPGs, yep. We just gotta start our JRPG adventure. I don't know what to tell you. It's just how it's gotta be. We gotta form a party. Let's go talk to the bartender. Go to the innkeeper. I need that treasure chest. I need it. I need it. I won't be happy. I won't sleep tonight. I'll be tossing around in a fit of rage, sweating and spitting. I walked into the bathroom once back in high school to take a wax pen and saw 3 other kids from my class doing the same thing. No time to be alive. I assume he means like THC wax. Weeds. Did you finish Tales yet? No! I don't think I'm anywhere close to finishing that game. I did get past the boss fight pretty easily though. So that's good news. I thought I might be stuck on it the whole stream, but that wasn't that bad. You brought Tails because I convinced you. Huh, okay. Well, I'm really enjoying the heck out of it, so... And a lot of other people in chat have vouched for it too, so I hope you enjoy it. I got so many detentions in school, they just stopped giving them to me. They were like, clearly he's not learning his lesson and I'm sick of staying after school to watch him. So what? Then certain things you just didn't get punished for? Is that kind of where that went? Or did they have to get more inventive? I really like the combat in this Tales game, which is always the meta point for other Tales games. Really? That's interesting. I agree. It is particularly well made. I think the systems all work together really well. It's really, really involving. It's interesting. Always gives you something to do and something to think about, which I appreciate. You deleted a text history and forgot about it, and now you don't want it deleted? Aw. Oh no. I thought there was an opportunity for treasure. I see this little, like, ramp thingy on the side of the building. Makes me think that might be... Get to that treasure. I guess that's a window shutter. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Jay-Z. Well, yeah, maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's for exactly these moments that you deleted it. Speaking of deleting something, I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Actually, you know what? Oh gosh, transition stuck. I'm gonna take that back. It's later than I thought it was. So I'm gonna save, and then I'll wrap things up here. Thank you all very much for watching today. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the Prime subs, and the subs, and the cheers, and just the good conversation and chat. And you know what? Even if you were just hanging out, I was pleased to be your background noise for today. I'll be streaming later tomorrow after write and record Inside Games. No, Jay-Z, it's all right. Everyone's got things going on. You'd have to have a situation a lot more dire than to end things on a down note. So you're good. Don't worry about it. But I hope you had a good time, a relaxing time, a good gamer time. That's what I'm here to do. I will be back later on Thursday, because like I said, got to write and record Inside Games, and then gonna play Phasmophobia. There's a new update. Gonna play it with Bruce and Steve Spawn, which is really cool. I love both those guys. So that's gonna be exciting. I still need to start Age of Empires 4, so I'm excited to do that. And then this Friday, Call of Duty Vanguard comes out. I was gonna play through the campaign of that. And I need to get back to Galactic Battlegrounds, the Star Wars game. I think I can probably finish out the Episode 2 campaign with one more session. And then I get to move on to all the weird Star Wars prequel games. That's when it really gets exciting. I'm excited to play Obi-Wan. That's the deep lore right there. So, anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Appreciate it. Hope you have a great rest of your week. And have a great night, day, or whatever. Bye, y'all.